Any business leader faces two essential problems all the time. These two essential problems are number one, delivering improving performance year after year or period after period. And the second essential problem that a business leader faces is facing up to the uncertainty which is built into the environment. The environment is constantly changing. Markets are changing, technologies are changing, customers are changing, products are changing, manufacturing processes are changing, business processes are changing, computer systems are developing, so on and so forth. Many changes take place, and a business leader must steer through all these changes because these changes affect the business performance of the company. What do I mean by a business leader? By a business leader, I mean a chairman of a company or a managing director or a chief executive officer. Even a departmental head, for that matter, requires essential tools. A project leader, a project team leader also requires various managerial tools, etc., to be able to deliver improving business performance. Now, this improving business performance requires a set of tools which I would call business transformance tools. They essentially transform business processes in such a way as to orient them towards achieving the objectives or the goals of the company. Essentially, any company has two key business performance objectives. One is to increase sales, and the second is to improve profitability. And most of the times of business leaders, i.e. chairmen, MDs, CEOs, department heads, project leaders, etc., goes into figuring out how to do this in real time, in real situations. Okay? So we as a company, Sampurna Strategies, delivers a set of business transformance tools. Right from the very simple ratio analysis, management by objectives, we go straight up to things like the Balance Scorecard, Balance Scorecards, policy deployment by Hoshin Kanri, business process re-engineering, and a variety of other business tools which are essential for a business to achieve the transformance and thereby the results which are required. Now, whether business tools like this can be applied to any situation, yes, most of these tools are applicable to most kind of situations. Some of them are much better in some situations, some are much better in other situations. For example, look at the Balance Scorecard. The Balance Scorecard is essentially a tool meant for the head of an organization. The organization could be a business firm or it could be a department of a company also. So essentially what the Balance Scorecard does, it enables you to evaluate your performance in a 360-degree perspective. Evaluate the performance of a company or a department in a full circle or 360-degree perspective so that you are able to do much better than what you have done in the past. What are these four? What do we mean by a full 360-degree perspective? There are essentially four perspectives by which a business can be looked at. In the past, only the financial perspective was important and no other perspective was considered important. But people found out that if you concentrate only on the financial perspective of profits and ROI and things like that, then you might hurt the long-term health of the company. and that might also prevent you from dealing with the changes in the environment. So, Robert Kaplan and David Norton developed what is called the Balance Scorecard, and they said we must look at not only the financial perspective for the performance of a company, we must also look at what is called the customer perspective. From the point of view of the market and the customer, what does the company look like and how is it performing? Thirdly, you must look at it from the internal business process perspective. That means, how are the processes of business, product innovation, product development, product marketing, supply chain management, production management, how do these processes interact and produce the desired results? And what changes, if any, are required, etc. And then lastly, you have what is known as the learning and growth perspective. Mostly businesses are run by people, and you have to train your people, you have to orient your people, you have to make them understand what is required to be done, what kind of behaviors are important for running a business, running a company, and therefore a learning and growth perspective is also very, very important. How do you need to train up? How do you ensure essential behavioral change in your employees so that your business's processes can be efficiently managed end to end and thereby deliver a much better product to your customer and thereby delivering a much better financial performance. This is how the four perspectives interact. Of course, there are very many tools within Balance Scorecard, like the strategy map, the what is known as the cause and effect diagrams, and so on and so forth, which are important for understanding how the business is functioning and how it needs to be changed, and to communicate these changes to your entire team from top to bottom, so that they understand what is required to be done and thereby have a stake in implementing the strategy of the company. So this is essential perspective of the Balance Scorecard. It is a very, very powerful tool and has helped many companies in achieving their financial growth objectives and so on and so forth. Another very important tool which is important for managing the uncertainties in the environment is what is known as strategic risk management. Strategic risk management essentially asks a key question: what factors of the environment affect your profitability or other parts of your business objectives? Whatever affects these business objectives must be dealt with and must be dealt with in an effective way if your performance is not to be impaired by certain undesirable events taking place in the future. Okay? So all these various tools together combine to enable you to deliver a much better performance for your company. And we at Sampurna Strategies are fully equipped to handle training, implementation, and hand-holding as far as the implementation of these tools, etc. is concerned, to enable companies to transform themselves and achieve improving business performance. Thank you very much.